Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, watch collectors, all OCD sufferers, and watch nerds of all ages. This is Mark Goldberg from Mark Vlogs Watches. I sort of just gave away, in adjusting my headphones there, I kind of just accidentally gave away the meat and potatoes, the subject of this video, which is Rolex versus Apple Watch. But before we get right into the meat and potatoes of this video, of the concept that I want to discuss today, I would like to ask you for two quick favors. First, I wrote a book. Well, I've written two of them. This is my new book. It's called The Art of Training Your Dog. I wrote it with my friend and co-author, the Monks of New Skeet. So have a look for that wherever books are sold. And finally, hit the like on this and on this video, please, and do me a favor and subscribe if you haven't already done this. If you don't like live streams, and I kind of don't either, because there winds up being shenanigans when I say hello to people in the room. So if you don't like that, just scrub ahead a couple of minutes and you'll get into the, into the guts of this. But I would like to thank those of you who are joining me live. If you are not live, stick with me. Guys, here's what I want to talk about. The watches, Rolex versus Apple Watch. When you saw me adjust my headphones, you might have gotten a peek, so you might know what's going to be the quick fist watch check, but let's get that out of the way. And here it is. Okay, so look, I'm wearing something on each wrist. Now, I suspect I'm going to instantaneously get a whole lot of hate. And you know what? If you wanna hate on me for this, do it in the comments, where at least it does me a little bit of good, because comments, help the YouTube algorithm. So, and I have to confess, if I were watching this video made by somebody else 6 or 8 months or even a year ago, I'd be hating on them too. So, guys, if you want to laugh at me and you want to hate on me for this, I don't blame you. Okay, so I fully realize I'm about to deserve everything that I get, for this particular combination. But if you can, bear with me for just a minute. Bear with me for just a minute so I can at least explain myself and make my excuses and see if I don't win you over to understanding at least, 15% of my position. Now, I'm getting teased in the comments already about looking like Mark from Long Island Watches, and both Mark and I share the name Mark with a C. It's a Jewish thing, East Coast Jewish thing, I guess. Our mothers condemn us to a life of spelling our name. No, Mark with a C. And I confess, I like Mark's channel, but it has always bugged me, the dude wearing two watches, on one wrist. And I still think I'm better. Mark, I think I'm better than you. I'm sorry, I do. I know it's awful, and I know I'm not really, but I kind of think I am. And the reason is that, just to use Mark as an example, he's wearing like two automatic watches, one on each wrist. And I don't like that. I don't like that. And that's why I really resisted. It gave me a huge problem when I got this Apple Watch, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So look, first of all, I'm a watch collector. I like automatic watches. I like, there are some quartz watches I like really very much. I have a Grand Seiko spring drive. So, I just like proper, normal, everyday, ordinary wristwatches. I even really like G-Shock watches, like them a whole lot. But I'm a technology fiend. Okay. I love my Apple stuff. Now, the reason that this video looks like it's being shot on a potato is because I'm using the webcam built into my 6-year-old MacBook Air, and I'm just waiting for Apple to introduce the new stuff. I do have sort of a I don't know, I have a fondness for this computer because I've written, 2 books on it, and so it's kind of sentimental, and therefore I think when I'm done with it, I'm going to put it in the museum of, my life, along with my 3rd grade essay, and that kind of stuff. I don't think I could bear to throw it out. But the new Mac is coming, and it has a much better camera. So the resolution is about to get a whole heck of a lot better. And yes, James, in the comments, headphones are by McDonald's. You want fries with that, guys? Here's the thing. I'm tied up in the Apple universe, but I'm a watch guy. Okay. I'm a watch guy. So I have resisted all these years the Apple Watch, but finally they put some things into the Apple Watch that made me go, Maybe I should get it for just occasional use, and I'll tell you what that is. They put you can give yourself an EKG with this watch now, and you can also do your blood oxygen level with this thing. Now, why did all of a sudden that become important to me? Well, like some of you fellas, I'm aging a little bit, and my GP recently sent me to a cardiologist to check out some heart things, which it's all working out fine. It doesn't look like you're going to have to do without me, anytime soon, which is really good. But the whole having to go see a cardiologist now a couple times a year put me in mind of maybe, being a little bit more aware of my heart functions and of my fitness level and stuff. So really, I only got this thing so that I could do the EKG, which, by the way, is really cool. You launch the EKG app, you put your finger on the little crown over here, you hold it for 30 seconds, and you can see your sinus rhythm. It's very cool, and it saves it to your to the health app on your phone, and then you could PDF it and email it to your doctor if you want. It also does your blood oxygen level. When you go to the doctor and they clip that thing on your finger, well, what it's doing is it's using light sensors that emit a powerful spectrum of light to analyze the color of your blood and determine the oxygen level in your blood. And it's giving me that report too, which is an overall indicator of health. With COVID out there, one of the things that happens to people who get COVID is, the blood oxygen level drops. So it just appealed to me, right? It just appealed to me. Also, I'm a manly man and I have a chainsaw, and sometimes I'm out in my back 40 doing chainsaw things. And, this is right on you. And if you fall down hard, it just calls the police. It just has the help I've fallen and I can't get up feature kind of like built into it. So long short, there were just some health things that seduced me. Well, here's what I didn't expect to happen. By the way, this is a Series 6. The reason you're not seeing it on until I flick my wrist. If I flick my wrist, it'll turn on. The reason for that is Series 6 has the always on feature, but I turned that off. I don't want this thing displaying the time, the date, the weather. I don't want it displaying at all times, because I want the Hulk to be my primary focus. Whatever Rolex I'm wearing at any given moment, I want that to be where my eye is drawn when I want to see the time. I'm trying to train myself to use this specifically for, the health functions. So, if you were going to use an Apple Watch, or when I use an Apple Watch as like my only. So let's say I don't want to wear a proper watch. I just want to wear only the Apple Watch. Then I transfer it to the left wrist, program it to respond to the left wrist, and turn the always on function on, so that I'm always seeing, yeah. Okay. Now, I have to tell you, when I first put this on, the Apple Watch, I took the Rolex off and I put it in a drawer, and I didn't wear one for like a week. And to my utter horror, I discovered I was functioning absolutely fine with an Apple Watch as my only watch. And I think the person who got the biggest laugh out of that was the rancher, because I've been teasing Clyde for years about hanging out with wearing an Apple Watch. And he always said, well, you get notifications of your texts and stuff. And I'm thinking, well, yeah, I get those on my phone. Why do I need them on my, watch? And he said, well, you'll see when you get one. And eventually I did. And I can tell you, it's so much smarter than what I thought. This is Steve Jobs. He would approve of this, I'm sure. And that is because this is a device you don't know you need until you have it. I would say only if you're an Apple guy, if you're wrapped up into the Apple universe. If you don't know you need it, then, once you put it on, you're gonna want it. So I thought, why do I need to get notifications on my Apple Watch when I get that on my phone? Well, it's smart. See, the whole system is smart. The watch, the phone, they all communicate very well together. And what happens is this: the watch knows if you're actively using your phone. And if you're on your phone, using your phone, looking at your phone, and you get a notification, it goes to your phone, not to your watch. But if you're not actively on your phone and you get a notification, text, email, anything you've set it up to notify you about, it doesn't go to your phone, it goes to your watch, which is better. Also, honestly, it's a much nicer alarm clock, the Apple Watch is. So I sleep with it on, and it wakes me up much more gently. So you got to tell the phone whether you want it to be your alarm clock or the watch. You just, talk to Siri and set your alarm on either device. But when I use my phone, which I have now for many years, I've used my iPhone as my alarm clock, and it's like, and it works. It gets me up. It's not real pleasant. The Apple Watch, it just starts pulsing. It gives me these little tiny haptic feedback. It just vibrates a little on my wrist, and I'm a fairly light sleeper, so that's enough for me. If you were a really heavy sleeper, well, you'd need, you'd need repeated iPhone alarms to get you up. But for me, the Apple Watch is the perfect alarm, whether I'm home or traveling. So anyway, what happened was a week later, after I got this and I had abandoned all of the Rolex watches, I started to worry. I thought, oh my God, am I cured? Do I no longer love watches? Am I so seduced by a watch that isn't really a watch, that's like a Fitbit and an alarm clock and a heart monitor and a health thing? Is that what am I reduced to a bunch of chips with no soul, and that's the only thing I care about anymore? So I thought, okay, I got to get over this. And what I need to do is I needed to get the Apple Watch off of my left wrist, which is the proper place where a gentleman wears a wristwatch. And I needed to go back to wearing my Rolex on the left and to put the Apple Watch on my right. And let me tell you, the first couple days were torture because I had something on both that just creeped me out. And I realized at some point or another, if I keep doing this, I'm going to have to make a video about it. I'm going to have to fess up. I'm going to have to let you know all about all of this. And you're all going to call me Mark from Long Island Watches, which you already did. And honestly, I deserve it. So I don't know what to say. But here I am. So here's the last benefit that I want to talk about. I'm not here trying to talk you into buying an Apple Watch. I'm going to tell you, my Apple Watch 6, I love this thing for reasons that I've described. But I wanted to be sure that it didn't knock me out of the watch game. So that meant I had to put it onto the right wrist and get used to wearing, two at the same time. And that's working out well for me. Now, all us watch guys, especially the Panerai guys, we love to play with straps. And this is an aftermarket strap. This is the Milanese. And it was $10. And it just snaps on, snaps off. It's so nice. And it's so easily adjustable. It's terrific. If you were to get the Apple Milanese, I don't know what it costs, but I think it's like $100. And a lot of the aftermarket straps are like $10, $12. Whereas if you get the Apple branded ones, they're like $50 to $100. So half the fun of this is just, cool aftermarket straps. This guy is actually 50 meters waterproof, which is nuts. Now, ideally, it has a setting. You tell it you're going into water. When you come out of the water, you do a certain procedure and it ejects all the water out of the speakers. I take it off when I go into water. Why? I have a Submariner. This is good to 300 meters. Guys, I'm going to tell you that I'm going to kind of wrap it up and tell you, could you wear both? Well, I'm wearing both. Would you want to wear one or the other? I guess, let's say I have a home gym. Okay. But if I was going to go, and that's the next thing. I want to talk to you about gym and fitness before I clock out on this thing. But if you go to the gym and you don't want to wear a Rolex to the gym, you could easily wear the Apple Watch to the gym. And there's some compelling reasons to do it. I work out at home. And so I use it for that. But most of the time, I want this to be my primary watch, okay? But this is just there for the health monitoring stuff or to use as an alarm clock. Or, I don't know, maybe if I go chop wood, I would take this off and put, only this. I don't know yet. We'll see how that works out. Now, this Apple Watch is weirdly motivational when it comes to fitness stuff. I have an elliptical here that I'm very spotty with. Probably I use it as a clothes rack, just hang stuff on it more than I've used it as an elliptical, especially for maybe the past year. I barely touched it for maybe a year. I have a full set of dumbbells and a weight bench, which I get very weird about. I use it for a month and then I don't use it again for 6 months. That's kind of how I am with working out. This has this weird little, let me see if I can show it to you. Hang on. Let me show you. it has these circles. I'm gonna make it, it has these little circles, and each of these little circles represents one aspect of your fitness. Okay. And they are how much you move around, how much you stand up versus how much you sit, and then how much heavy activity exercise you do. That would include things like running, treadmill, elliptical, strength training with weights, rowing. There's a million choices. And these circles, when you wake up in the morning, these circles are open. They're not even there. And then as you go through your day and you move, there's accelerometers, there's gyroscopes, there's like all kinds of sensors in this thing, and it knows what you are doing. Oh, and it knows your pulse at all times. So like if your pulse goes up, you're either about to die. If it goes up high for no apparent reason, you're about to die. It'll probably tell you that. But if you're moving, and it knows, hey, you're moving heavy, and you're moving fast, and your pulse is going up, it knows you're exercising. So it just asks you, are you exercising? And then you could tell it, or you could preset it for I'm about to exercise. Well, the point is that when those circles close, when each circle individually closes, which represents one aspect of your daily fitness routine, it goes, whee! You get a little cartoon animation. And a little bit of fireworks on your wrist. Congratulations, you closed your stand-up. You stood enough today, and that kind of thing. Well, in a matter of days, I found I wanted those damn circles to close. Okay, do I love my Rolex? Do I love playing with the bezel? Absolutely, I do. But this has animations. So what did I do? I wanted my circles to close, guys. I wanted to close my damn circles. And what I discovered, the easiest way to do that was if I get on the treadmill for 20 to 30 minutes, whether I tell it I'm going to do that beforehand or whether it has to figure it out for itself, it knows, and it closes my circle. And then it closed my circles for 3 days in a row. And it said, this is your longest stretch of circle closing. Keep it up. In other words, to quit joking about it and get to the serious aspect of it, it became a motivational force for keeping me working out lightly every day. And so I am on like day 14 or something like that now, and I have not missed a day on the treadmill. I have not missed a day on the weight bench. Am I buff? Oh no. This is a light routine. I'm an older guy in my 60s, so this is a light thing. But I'm a dog trainer, and so I need physical strength, to do what I do. And even if I was a computer programmer and I sat all day, at my age, it would be critical to get up and move. And it is for you guys too, especially those of you who are at home working on a computer all day. You could sit in a chair. This thing keeps me moving in a way that the Rolex does not. Now, the Rolex, well, listen, guys, it's a Rolex. This is a Hulk. It's a 2020. No, it's a 2019 Christmas. So it was like the last week of the year of 2019, and then shortly thereafter they discontinued it. So I love it. I'm not selling it. It's core collection. I have a gold one that's fantastic. So in fact, what I do is I tend to wear the steel in the morning, and then when I'm done work, and I'm not going to be in the kennel, I don't want to scratch up the gold one. Then I'll maybe put on the gold. Sometimes it resides in the safe or the bank. You never know. All I want to say is there's a place for both of these in my life now. I didn't think there would be. I figured it was one or the other. Clyde, you were right. This is very cool. Clyde told me that once in a while, and I see you there in the peanut gallery now, Clyde. Thanks for joining us. I know that Clyde will generally, I think usually wear one or the other. He'll wear this to court. But he told me there's times when he wears both. I think I'm going to wear both every day. I will let you know how I continue with this. I still love my watches, but the Apple Watch is technology. It is fitness. It is health. It is all sorts of intriguing little things that, we'll find out if it wears off. Is it just a fad? Am I going to get over it? Or will I be done with watches? Or will I be done with technology? Or will I continue with both the way that, I think I'm going to now? I don't know, but I'll make a prediction. I think what's going on is that the Apple Watch, I'm getting confused. The Apple Watch, I think, fills my shitter place, right? So I don't think I need a bunch of junky watches. I think that this does it. That this occupies the space that Doxa and Zinn and Seiko fulfilled in my heart, which leaves room only for Rolex in terms of good watches. But so far, this is a combination that's working for me. Guys, tell me in the comments, do you have an Apple Watch? Do you wear it sometimes? Do you wear it always? The reason I want to wear it always is that I want it tracking my health and my fitness stuff all day, every day. The reason I wear a Rolex is because it's a Rolex. It is beautiful. It feels good. It looks good. It makes me happy. One is for fun and for information. The other is for the love of watches. Am I crazy? Yep. Probably I am, but tell me what you think of this entire dilemma. Please like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Thank you so much for being with me. I'm going to peace out. Let's talk about this in the comments.